This is World Patriot Radio, and tonight we're ripping off the mask of one of the biggest engineered crises in American history. Let's start with the part they never want you to look at. Section 8, housing. Developers across America aren't building affordable housing out of the goodness of their hearts. They're getting massive government financing, guaranteed rent checks, and zero financial risk as long as they set aside units for Section 8. And who funds Section 8? You do, the American taxpayer. But here's the kicker. A massive share of the people placed into these taxpayer-funded units aren't even American citizens. And yet they're receiving free housing, food stamps, welfare subsidies, medical assistance, transportation vouchers, cash under the table by selling their EBT benefits, and somehow brand new cars. All while millions of actual American families struggle to pay rent. This isn't a glitch. This is policy, the foundation of a long-term demographic engineering plan. Section 8 wasn't just housing. It became the magnet, the gravitational pull, drawing in millions across the world with the promise of everything free. But not everyone who crossed the border was looking for a better life. Some were told exactly what they were coming here to do. Some were trained, some were activated, some were released from prisons in foreign countries and sent here as part of a deal. Some were mentally unstable, some were radicalized, some were ideological foot soldiers. What you are looking at is an invasion disguised as compassion. This wasn't humanitarian policy. This was placement, positioning, and preparation. People forget about Operation Fast and Furious, also known as Operation Crossfire. Eric Holder didn't accidentally lose thousands of guns to the cartel networks. That wasn't incompetence. That was arming future shock troops. What was the end game? Picture this. Chinese soldiers positioned quietly across northern routes through Canada. Radicalized foot soldiers placed in Section 8 housing across inner cities. Cartel networks moving freely across open borders. Foreign military-age men flown into airports across America. Millions of unvetted migrants placed into the country's weakest points. And then, a coordinated trigger event, civil conflict, urban chaos, a color revolution, a manufactured World War III on American soil. The globalists had a dream. America fighting itself while foreign assets filled the vacuum. That was the blueprint. And for a while, they almost had it. Now let's talk about the ideological side, the part polite society won't touch. Among the millions coming in, some arrivals were told explicitly, you will bring Sharia here. You will outnumber them. You will replace them. Not all immigrants, not most, but enough to destabilize. Add that to Venezuela criminals released from prisoners, mental patients dumped out of collapsing regimes, foreign intelligence assets, MK Ultra-styled operatives, radical activists, cartel enforcers, terror networks using the border like an open highway. This wasn't migration. This was insertion, strategic placement of destabilizing forces, a slow-motion invasion dressed as humanitarian outreach. Why do this? Simple. Millions of uneducated, dependent, easily controlled, government-reliant, politically steerable new voters. A voter base built entirely on freebies, subsidies, and fear of losing benefits, but also chaos. Because out of chaos comes control. If you destabilize a nation with crime, inflation, border collapse, cultural fragmentation, demographic upheaval, ideological warfare, people beg for a survivor, a savior. And the globalists love to pose as saviors to the problems they created. Now here's where it flips. When the old system collapses under its own corruption, something new emerges. A jubilee, a reset. Not theirs, but ours. A return to sound money, asset-backed currency, honest markets, transparent governance, a system where the people aren't slaves to debt, and where criminals who abuse the system don't get rewarded. The Global Economic Security Restoration Act, the true version, is justice for the people. But first, the public must see exactly who is stealing from them. Politicians, developers, NGOs, cartels, foreign governments, and the networks moving money through Section 8, through welfare pipelines, through border operations, through every manufactured crisis. Once the people see the truth, the system collapses under its own lies. The invaders were meant to break America, but instead, they exposed the plan. The people are waking up. The lies are cracking. The narrative is collapsing, and the globalist foot soldiers are being revealed one by one. We're not heading into destruction. We're heading into revelation. And on the other side of revelation comes restoration. You're listening to World Patriot Radio. We break the matrix, and we don't apologize for it.